Okay, so a quinceanera is like the point in a 15-year-old's life where they are like now young adults, so now they're able to wear heels, they can go to parties, they can dance, well, certain parties, and they're able to now hang out with their friends, more specifically like guy friends, and they can have boyfriends. It's like a point where like when you're a teenager but you're like a grown teenager.
A quinceañera is when a Hispanic girl turns 15. I think Americans do 16. Yeah. And you turn 15 and you have a huge celebration because you become a woman. I didn't get to have my quinceañera here because none of my family's here. So me and my mom and my sister went to Colombia and we had it there. And it was huge and pink. And there was a really big cake.
For my quinceañera personally, we planned it 2 months ahead, and that was really bad because usually most families plan it like 6 months ahead, some even like a year ahead. And that's because you have to get, like, the dress is really expensive. The dress is about like, mine was $850 around there. And you have to get, I mean, the shoes mean a lot because that's like your first pair of like heels that you're gonna wear as a young kid. And then the cake, it's a huge cake. It's like a wedding cake. You have the big cake and then you have the other smaller cakes around it. And then the venue is important. The people who are gonna, like the DJ, for example, and the decorations, and then you have the food. So it's like a wedding, but for a 15-year-old.
I had family flying to Colombia for my quinceañera. Like, people that don't live in Colombia were coming to Colombia, driving to Colombia or Cali, the part that we were at, just to be there. Friends, family, probably like 150 people. It was so big.
There were so many people. I believe in mine there was around 250 people. So it was a really big party.
We had to rent not a house, but it was like a ballroom type deal. And it's very stressful. I remember my mom being so stressful about it. Every day we were looking for cooks to cook our food, and the cake and the desserts and the goodie bags, because you can't be cheap, because they'll notice. Your family will know if you're being cheap. I remember we had chicken with like Parmesan on top with rice, and we had this huge roasted whole pig, a whole entire pig. And pigs are like, in Colombia, that's like meant for like big ordeals. Like on Christmas you eat a pig, or quinceañera you eat a pig. You wouldn't eat a pig like on Thanksgiving or nothing. I had a dress, and it was a 2-piece, but the bottom turned into a cocktail dress. So that was my favorite part. I couldn't wait to take the big Cinderella dress and then make it into like a short little dress. It was really cute. I got to jump into a pool with my dress on, the Cinderella dress on, to take a picture. The photographer wanted me to jump into the pool with my dress on, and that was probably the best part.
The most like typical dress is with the flower. It's white and like with the Mexican flowers, like for example these flowers, and they're around the dress. But the most like prominent thing is it has to be like really big, fluffy, if you will. Honestly, since we had 2 months to plan it, like the first dress I saw was the first one I chose. But for my sister, on the other hand, she went from red to blue to purple until she stuck with pink. So it takes a lot to look for like the dress you want to wear because it's a big day.
Okay, the traditions. Well, first off, when you first get to the floor and your mom makes a speech, or whoever makes a speech about you, and you're turning 15, you have to dance to the waltz. You know the waltz. Dun, dun, dun. Is that it? Dun, dun, dun. With every single man that is attending your party, even if it's a little 6-year-old boy, you have to dance with him.
There's a special dance. The first dance that you dance is with your dad, and then most girls dance with their uncles and their grandfathers, but I only dance with my dad and my grandfather. And then there's also the special dance where some girls take their friends with them. So for example, I only took guys. Like the most, like the highest is 15, the amount of guys they can take, but I only took 7. And some also take the young girls with them so the young girls will dance with the guys, and then I will have my main, like the main person that I will dance with. So they have it's like a choreography of dances, and then you could also do a surprise dance. It's just up to you. I didn't have time for a surprise dance, so I didn't get one.
You know, another thing you do is you have flat shoes, and when you get there, a man has to put on your tacones, your heels.
I think my most memorable moment was when I was getting ready and when I danced with my dad. Because when I was getting ready, it was like I had never worn like that much makeup because, oh, and you're also able to wear makeup for the first time. So I had never worn a lot of makeup before. And then like your hair, it was just magical. And then when you put on your dress, like you just feel like a princess. And then when I danced with my dad, I felt like it was so special because it's not like a wedding dance with your father, but like, you know, it was just special to me because like I'm still his little girl, but you know, I guess I'm his older little girl.